3, 4.
Birthday, Rob. So we'd actually like at this moment to call up Erica to say something.
We have 3 seconds right here. Even though the average is so no longer big blinders. No. You're going to be small blinds.
Sorry.
Can I? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Am I too loud?
No.
I sound really loud to me. I'm Erica Bugby. I'm Rob's stepdaughter. He has 2 stepdaughters. I'm one of them, representing the step side of the family. I'm not going to be here on Thursday, but I planned on coming down here for this. I came down for his 60th. And so I wanted to say a couple of things. Rob told me he was having this big Kirbyfest, and that if I wanted to, I could say some things, and I didn't want to pass up the opportunity. And I got the idea that I could kind of tell it like it is. So I definitely didn't want to pass that up. Rob and I have been kind of a rough road for a while, but he's turned out to be one of my favorite people, and I thought I'm gonna. So I kind of a couple weeks ago I spent some time thinking about how he was through my eyes. Pretty much in my teenage years, he left quite an impression on me, and he has a very good sense of humor. I'm hoping the rest of you do too, because I'm not in the math world at all, and he looked like a very strange specimen to me, and the whole math world was actually very entertaining to my sister and I. So this toast that I wrote is kind of in that context of how he looked through my eyes as a teenager. So I was kind of bratty and thought I was really cool at the time. So that's kind of how this is going to sound. So, but I remember one Thursday night I went out. I don't know, I was in high school at some point, and I went out, and Rob was sitting on the couch. It was about 8 o'clock at night, and I was going out with some friends, and he's sitting on the couch just staring into space. He was just thinking. He wasn't reading, he was just staring into space, which he would do a lot. He would just sit down and think, and I thought that was weird. And I went out, and we went and bought beer. We picked up my friend who had a fake ID. We went to a party. I think I broke up with my boyfriend that night. We did all of these things, and I came back, and he was still sitting there. And I remember thinking, that's not right. There's something not right about this guy. So that's the context in which I kind of got back to that time, and then all the things that stood out to me, I wrote them down. So anyway. And I made it rhyme. When my sister and I were kids back in '75, my parents divorced. I don't actually know how they survived. As long as they did, they were completely mismatched. And so for us, the idea of step-parents was hatched. So my dad married the first free-loving hippie he met, while my mom said, just how far in the other direction could I get? She thought, I'm gonna find me a man who's nice and intellectual. So what's the opposite of hippie without being completely asexual? So there was this homely mathematician who just would not go away. And marry they did, much to the dismay of my sister and I, who thought, but Mom, this guy's weird. Look at that outfit, and don't get me started on that beard. His brain's so big it pushed the hair out the top of his head, and all that hair had to go live down on his chin instead. He eats horse feed in the morning, and for the most part, his dinners are straight off that pyramid chart. So what's with this guy? This was not in the brochure. He's a fashion primate, and for that, there is no cure. And I know living in Berkeley, we're supposed to accept people as a rule, but he was like a social experiment we talked about at school. Never drank or smoked? Are you kidding me? No, but I heard he swore once back in 1983. Yeah, said it right out loud. I know someone who was there. On a road trip in his trunk, dust had blown everywhere and soiled the one thing he held so sacred and so dear, not the remains of his first dog, but his climbing gear. That's a true story. He wears cords and collared shirts one day after another. He'd rather spend an all-nighter with his kayak than with my mother. He walks out of most movies he pays to go see. And he seems to have something against technology. He uses cash, no checks or Visa. He wants no part of cell phones, no automatic windows on any of the cars that he owns. For a pillow, he uses his tiny foam square. I've eaten sandwiches bigger than that thing, I swear. So what's he do for a living, my friends would want to know? Something that seems irrelevant. Sorry. Like with knots, although he gets paid and teaches classes, so it must matter in some way. But how it all matters, I really could not say. He tried to tutor me as I flunked 2 math classes in 1 year. It was as if the words couldn't make it from his mouth to my ear. To give you an idea of what his Friday nights have in store, he owns a book called The Wild World of Four Manifolds. Need I say more? That's true too. These math guys have their own language books in school. They even name something after Rob, which is cool. But come on, pi? Does a number really need its own name? It's a dessert, people. That is so totally lame. So as my sister and I spent our teenage years giving him such a hard time, I would be very, very rich if I only had a dime for every unsavory teenage moment Rob would graciously overlook. And believe me, we had every teenage tendency in the book. Over dinner, he'd try to discuss foreign policy and racial issues, as we decide if Megan stuffs her bra with cotton balls or tissues. We'd party all night and sleep in late, while he'd have run, showered, and eaten by 7:45. Not once did he come down on us for those huge parties we threw. when they went out of town, although perhaps he really had no clue. I'm not sure about that. But regardless, he was trusting and had confidence in us. He treated us as sensible pre-adults and thus changed the way I see myself and the kind of person I became. That my job's to do what's right and that life is really just a game. He's a man with more contentment than almost anyone I know. He has the most infectious belly laugh when he really lets go. Unwavering commitment as a father. Toward us, he was tolerant and kind. A better husband for my mom one could never find. It's a funny thing that a divorce could truly work out for the best. Without my parents' mismatch, I would never have been blessed. With the influence of this guy, I tried to hate but couldn't. If I could trade him for any other guy in the world, I wouldn't. So raise a glass to this funny little man, chronically dressed for a flood. Rob, I couldn't be more proud to know you if you were my own flesh and blood. Actually the edited version. Maybe I'll put the other one on YouTube. Anyway, enjoy the party.
So continuing in that vein, you're about to see that that good rhyming runs in the family.
Oh, yeah. I think we should do okay. Yeah, let's just take this away. Let's just oh my
Okay, so for your listening pleasure, A History of Topology by Rob Kirby. Steve You're alright.
Third verse, same as the first.
That thing is really hard to sing.
Did you write the whole thing?
Yeah, so just remember that the guitar solo, which is just the same.
Oh, hi! Oh my God!
The guitar solo one is just that.
This is not off. But I thought I
Walked through a party in the county jail. The band said there they got to wail. The crowd was jumping and the band began to sing. You should have heard us out tell jailbird sing. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole town rock. Dancing to the jailhouse rock. Lining up the bass and the saxophone. The banjo was blowing on the brass trombone. The drum like a million hour dress boom back. The whole rhythm section was the purple. Yeah, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole town rock. Dancing to the jailhouse. The 47 is number 3. You're the coolest jailbird I ever did see. Your dreams light us to company. Come on to the jailhouse, rock with me. Let's everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole town rock. Dancing to the jailhouse rock. All right. Alone. The wolf said everybody should be on the square. Can't find a partner, use a wooden chair. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole town rock. Dancing to the jailhouse rock. Fighting up the section and passing the sake. The rider's looking at the test to make our break. I'm about to tell Harry and he said next. I wanna stick around and get my kicks. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole town rock. Dancing to the jailhouse 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 rock.
You just see the kind of all right. Oh, this is